And I'm Trudie, sitting in for Elias this week. You might not be familiar with this endeavor. It's called the Shoebox Project for Women, and it centers on women who really end up in great need. So we're going to learn a little bit more about it from our guest, Vanessa Dubois, the Montreal chapter fundraising coordinator for the Shoebox Project for Women. Vanessa, hello.
Yes. Hi, Trudie.
Tell us, first of all, the Shoebox Project for Women. This is a big operation, if I understand, operating all across Canada. When was it founded? How long have you been in Montreal?
Yeah, so the Shoebox Project was founded in 2011. So as mentioned, it is a nonprofit Canadian charity with chapters all across the province and the country. Our local chapter, Montreal, I've been with the chapter since the beginning of 2024, and we help over 50 shelters and organizations throughout the island of Montreal.
And how do you do that? What is the concept of the Shoebox Project for Women?
Yeah, so basically our main mission is to uplift and empower the women and gender diverse individuals that are affected every day by poverty and homelessness. This is accomplished through in-kind support, education through our school systems, as well as community participation through, as mentioned, the Shoebox Drive. So assembling of and collecting of gift-wrapped shoeboxes is where we collect our donations. And these gift-filled shoeboxes actually contain essential everyday items like soap, shampoo, socks, and toothpaste, as well as small little luxuries like makeup and gift cards. And we make sure to put a focus on including with these shoeboxes a handwritten message of solidarity and support, which makes the recipients feel worthy and special.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the recipients and maybe throw out some names of shelters or operations and community groups that you're working with? Who are these women? What do they need?
As mentioned, we work with 50 shelters and organizations throughout the island of Montreal. So the Athena Shield is one that comes to mind. So it's women and gender diverse individuals that are affected through poverty, homelessness, domestic violence. It's really just basic everyday needs and essential goods that we take for granted in our everyday lives. So we're offering these support through the collection and the donation of these shoeboxes, which we actually hand deliver in person to the shelters and organizations.
Is it usual that you're collecting these in the middle of the summer? Do you give them out year-round?
Yes, so we actually provide 365 days in a year. Predominantly, the holiday period is obviously our biggest season. I would say 70% of our shoeboxes are donated during this period. We start collecting January 1st running until the end of the year, but I would say our biggest period starts as of September 1st running until Christmas.
And what do you prefer to receive from donors? What kind of help can Montrealers supply to you? Do you want items to go into the shoebox? Do you want cash donations? Do you want people to assemble the shoeboxes themselves? How do you manage that?
We need all the support we can get. So we're a nonprofit that relies solely on the generous donations of private and public sectors. We're always looking for volunteers. So I would really recommend that we have the Greater Montreal, if interested, to go to our website, which is www.shoeboxproject.ca. Though you can garner some more information there. We also have a volunteer sign-up page if they would like to volunteer their time, their services, or product donations. So they'll find all that information there.
So are you interested in people who can donate kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some socks, some, soap, or are you looking for big donations from businesses, for example, of a carton of bottles of soap or 4 dozen socks?
Yeah, we would appreciate any support that we could get. So whether it's just an individual that feels the need to reach out to give back to their community, if you have any essential goods, so winter accessories, socks, travel size shampoo bottles, etc., having that lying around the house, you could always donate to our cause. We also have a fundraising venture that I really wanted to mention with a local West Island company called Royal Blush Apparel. So this is another fantastic way that people can support our cause and mission. The fundraising T-shirts that we are offering is actually unisex, available in 4 different colors from sizes small to XXL. And with the purchase of each T-shirt, Royal Blush Apparel is actually donating $15 to our cause. So it's a great way to show your support by wearing these T-shirts proudly or to gift them to someone near and dear to you.
What does a nice shoebox look like once it's all together? What do you like to see in the shoeboxes?
We'd love to see it nice and filled, first and foremost. Gift wrapped, preferably something that is gender diverse, something that could be generic, that could be provided not just during the holiday season, but at any time frame. We like to see, as mentioned before, so essential goods, but we have a perfect checklist that's available on the Shoebox Project website where you can see all the further details of what goes into the shoebox.
Any no-nos for items to donate or items to put into a shoebox?
So we strongly suggest not to put anything like perishable goods, anything that would be seasonal specific, anything that in terms of makeup for skin tone, specific coloring as well too. That would be something that we wouldn't suggest putting included in your shoebox.
And the goal of these boxes, you mentioned that this is to make the recipient feel seen and valued by their community. What kind of feedback have you received from recipients?
We have such great feedback. I mean, you could see it just by delivering it in person. We receive cards from the shelters, even from the individuals that are actually gifted with the shoe boxes. Just knowing that, they're not alone through the struggles of their daily lives, as well knowing that there's support and that there's care and love still out there. At the end of the day, these people are still humans, it's still individuals, and it's nice to know that they're not alone.
Why this personal approach to the issue? I mean, we have the larger problem of violence against women that sends women into shelter. We have the larger problem of a lack of social housing, so women become vulnerable to eviction, for example, and may end up on the street. Even women who are quite senior after years in the same apartment can find themselves without a home. Why this personal approach to deal with their personal needs?
I think it's providing a human, personal touch, as you mentioned. There's a lot of support out there for our homeless community, for people that are affected by poverty and homelessness. We're doing a direct gift-filled approach. I think it provides a little bit more of a humanity to the everyday struggles that these individuals are suffering from. And it's nice to be given and cared for. When people receive birthday gifts, just as a personal side note, you feel a sense of worth. And I think that's what we're trying to provide here.
Let folks know once again where they can find out more information. Give us your website info again.
Of course, yeah. So for our T-shirt fundraising venture, you can go to www.royalblushapparel.com. And that's where you can find out more information to purchase one of the T-shirts. And for our cause, you could go to www.shoeboxproject.ca.
How many shoe boxes do you hope to give out after this campaign?
For the 2024, our goal is to actually donate 3,000 shoe boxes. We have wonderful support from corporate donors as well as the public sector, but every bit helps. So we're hoping Montreal will be able to support us in this cause. And
to date so far this year, how close are you?
We're quite close. As I said, we have our generous donors that come back to us. It's a cause that's near and dear to our hearts as well too. But we're getting there, and we're ramping up for an even bigger and better holiday season.
Vanessa Dubois, thanks very much for talking to us on CJAD 800.
Thank you.
Vanessa Dubois, Montreal chapter fundraising coordinator for the Shoebox Project for Women.